What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Narcissist Code. I'm your favorite self-aware narcissist, Mr. Lee Hammock, better known as Mental Illness, across all social media platforms. This is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice. I'm a diagnosed narcissist, and I use my platform on social media to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy, and also validate the victims, survivors, and the thrivers. There's some thrivers out there of said disorder and said traits and all the toxic traits, toxic behaviors, and things like this. So today's episode is going to be entitled, what happens when a narcissist has a bad day? When a narcissist or a toxic person has a bad day, what's the going on? What happens during that day right there? So y'all, simply put, you don't get to be happy if that narcissistic person in your life is sad. You just don't. It doesn't work that way. It does not compute. Does narcissistic robot reading does not compute. It does not compute for a narcissistic person, toxic person, to allow you to have a good day if they're having a bad day. I know people are here just like, well, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why too. Because like, why do you get to be happy when I'm sad? It's just like, it irritates me for you to be happy when I'm not. Like, why do you get to be happy? It comes from a place of jealousy for me and for a lot of narcissistic people. It comes from a place of jealousy and anger and stuff like that. It just does. It gets to that point where you have to understand the dynamic. It's just like, it works this way right here. Like, why do you get to be happy when I have to feel this way about myself? When I have a bad day, when I'm in a depressive state, not depressed, but in a depressive state, when I'm having a down day, why do you get to bust in the door and be all happy-go-lucky? No, that narcissistic person typically is going to pull you down to their level. You see what I'm saying? They're going to make you like, we're going to take how we feel about ourselves internally and project it externally onto you. That's just how it's going to happen. That's how it's going to work right there, y'all. They're going to take it internally, and they're going to take the way we feel about ourselves internally and project it onto you externally. Our bad day is going to be your bad day. Y'all get this a lot. You get this. I know this happens a lot in relationships with narcissistic people where you are having a good day. You have good news to share with the narcissist or the toxic person in your house. You have some good news. You have an announcement to make. You got a promotion. You graduated. You got an A in the test. Like I said, it doesn't have to be your boyfriend or girlfriend. It could be your husband or wife. It could be your parents. It could be your brother or sister. It could be your friends or whoever it is. The narcissistic person in your life, whomever it is, they're going to bring you down to their level. This is how it goes, y'all. This is how it happens. A lot of times when you're dealing with this type of person. Like, you don't get to be happy. Like oh, honey, I just got a promotion. Hey, dad, I just got a promotion. So, what does it got to do with me? Don't I care about your damn promotion? You think you better than me now? Gotcha. There you go. Bring you down to their level. You know what I mean? Hurt your feelings. So it gets to the point sometimes, it does get to the point sometimes that when you're dealing with a lot of narcissists and toxic people, that you have to stop. It gets to the point sometimes where you have to stop sharing your good news with them because they'll just drag you down. They'll make you have a bad day with them. You see what I'm saying? They'll make you have a bad day. They'll make you feel a certain type of way. They make you feel a certain type of way about everything, and they'll hurt your feelings. You know what I mean? Why do you get to have a bad day why you get to have a good day, but I'm having a bad day? Why do you get to celebrate? Why do you get to celebrate and cheer, and do some stuff like that? I don't have anything to celebrate. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times it comes from a place of jealousy, a place of jealousy, and a place of us not being where we want to be in life, a place of us underachieving sometimes, and you overachieving or you are achieving more than us. So we need to knock you off of that pedestal sometimes. You see how that works right there? And it hurts more when it's your parent. It hurts more when it's your boyfriend. It hurts more when it's your husband or wife. It hurts more when it comes from someone who you expect to be happy for you. You know what I mean? It hurts more. You see what I'm saying? It does hurt more. It can be a very, very, very painful experience to deal with. You're dealing with a narcissistic person or a toxic person. It just is, y'all. It just can be. You know what I mean? So I tell this to people a lot of times, like, if you're having, like, sometimes it gets to the point where, like, if you have some good news to share, if you have some good news to share it with somebody else first. If you're having a good day, let somebody else know first. Well, how do we deal with it at home, Lee? Sometimes you have to let other people know first. Get the celebration out the way before you come home. But of course, use discretion, but be wary. If that narcissistic person finds out that they're not the first person that you share this good news with, yeah, could it jar them to try to be happy for you next time? Yeah. But it could also bring out some anger in them. They can be pissed off at you that you didn't decide to share with them first right now. You see what I'm saying? It's a kind of it can be a double, triple-edged sword sometimes when you're dealing with narcissistic people, y'all. It just absolutely can. And I know it can be a tumultuous journey dealing with this type of mindset, dealing with this type of person repeatedly, because I tell people all the time, when you're dealing with narcissists and toxic people, sometimes you have to share the information with other people first, because when a narcissist is having a bad day, when I have my bad days, y'all, because I'm self-aware now of my bad days, I can try to, lessen the blow. But a lot of narcissists that are unaware on their bad days, they don't get a lot of stuff done. So if they have a busy day ahead, right, and they start off the day bad. They wake up late, so now they're in a depressive state. They're beating themselves up. They're beating the hell out of themselves internally. Right? Mentally, the narcissistic person is beating themselves up, right? So they are mad as hell at themselves the whole day. In the end, they're already having a bad day. They're in a down mood day, right? So they don't get anything done that they're supposed to do that day. So it compounds. So the next day, even if they're in a better mood, they have more work to do. So that drags them down to a worse day. They're not having the bad day continues. You saying, so I'm behind now. I'm be behind for X amount of time to try to catch up with whatever I have to do. So what I've done now is, like, even on my bad days, I try to get a little bit done. I don't overwork myself. I don't overstress. I try to get a little bit done just so I don't have more on my plate the next day, which helps mitigate and lessen the bad day the next day. Like, next day, I have the possibility of having a good day. So I don't take it out on everybody. I may have a down mood, but I try to do less so I have enough energy to do that stuff. But like I said, the unaware narcissists, they compound. It compounds a lot. You know what I mean? Where they end up overworking themselves to try to catch up with the stuff that they missed out on the day before when they were having a bad day, when they're having a down day, so to speak. So when you're dealing with narcissists and toxic people, this is like, a lot of times this is the way it goes though right here, y'all. I know people won't just like, well, Lee, tell us how to deal with it. I told you how to deal with it. If you notice they're having a down day, read like energy. Y'all can see the mood in there. Sometimes you can cut the tension in the air with a knife. That person is humming. That person is disassociating a lot that day. You can feel it in the air, especially if you dealt with this person for a long time. You know their moods. You can feel their moods. So kind of stay away from that person that day. You know what I mean? Don't ask, like, unless it's pertinent, unless you absolutely have to. Don't ask them to do nothing, because you're gonna get some rage. You're gonna get some anger. I'm not feeling good. Okay, I'm not in the mood to do this. And you knew it. So unless you absolutely have to, unless it's absolutely necessary for you to talk to them and ask them to do something, I'm just telling you, this is me trying to tell y'all how to guide it. If you decide to try to stay in one of these relationships, or you can't leave right now, that's one of the ways you have to guide it. Get better at reading their energy. Like, people say read the room, read the damn room like a textbook. Read the damn room like a college, the manual, like the college textbook you try to cram in. You try to cram and study right before the finals, the final exams and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So get to that point right there where you understand that dynamic. You have to learn this person more. If you try to stay in these relationships, I know there's different levels of narcissism. If you try to stay in these relationship dynamics, you have to learn the person more. You have to work harder. I mean, it's not fair though. Why I gotta work harder? Like, you want to stay with them? You gotta work harder. And you gotta work harder, and you gotta learn to work smarter with these type of persons. You know what I mean? Like I just said, stay out of the way on the bad days. Cause I think my wife, in her mind nowadays, what she does is like she kind of avoids me during the bad days. You know what I mean? She kind of avoids me during the bad days. You see what I'm saying? She does that right there. So, but she doesn't avoid me, but she doesn't ask me to do much. Like I can feel the energy in the air. You know what I mean? I can feel it. I can feel how it's going right now. So we got a lot of stuff, a lot of moving pieces to do right here. You know what I mean? So if you're dealing with narcissists and toxic people in your life, if they're having a bad day, you might be, I'm not laughing at you, I promise. You might be in for a bad day as well. So you have to kind of watch out for that. You kind of have to watch out and read, like I said, read the energy and stuff like that. Get better at reading the energy, because if you don't, you already know, if you don't get better at reading the energy, buckle up. Because you're going to if they're having a bad day, guess what you just did? You just had a bad day too. You know what I mean? But anyways, y'all, let me hop off this thing real quick. What's today? Oh, but it just depends on what today is. Mine went blank, y'all. Anyways, y'all, November the 19th, we're going to be in Toronto, Canada for our next in-person meetup, meet and greet, and whatnot. So if you're in Toronto, Canada area around the 19th, come check us out, y'all. We'll be in Toronto, Canada, Narc Avengers, NARC Avengers.com. You know what I mean? Shout out to the people we met in Texas and whatnot. Texas was the great time. Shout out to y'all. narcavengers.com/Toronto. See you in Toronto on the 19th. Like and subscribe for more. And as always, Mental Healness is out. Peace.